Hi everyone, it's Marina. I wanted to show the altered box and mini album I made for my mom. She had seen a mini album by Monique on Butterbee Scraps of her Tiny Treasures journal, and she was, not journal, sorry, mini album, and she was absolutely in love, and she could not stop talking about it and telling me how great this mini album was, and she had to have one, and she would be so happy if I made one for her. So I made one. It's not exactly the same, which I wouldn't want it to be. I used a lot of her techniques, and she was definitely a great inspiration for this one. But the paper collection that she used was Steampunk Debutante, and that paper is no longer in production for Graphic 45, so I couldn't exactly just order it online. I went to eBay, and they had it there for $169.99, and that seemed like a little bit of overkill. So I told my mom I would look and look until I found some paper for her that I felt would be right, and I ended up running into Marion Smith's paper, Timekeeper, and I just fell in love with it. It was perfect. So I used that for her mini album and her altered box. So I'll just go over some of the stuff that I used, and yeah, okay. So with the flowers, I used Marion Smith's Color Lab kit, and I used one of her recipes, which is called Caramel, and I changed the flowers to this color, and then the edges I used some Inca Gold, and the Inca Gold is throughout the entire book, and I used it on all the edges of pretty much everything. After it was distressed, I used it on the edges. And then underneath, Monique, she had torn her paper back so you could see paper underneath. So I did that for my mom. And underneath is gears, because the gears on the paper for Timekeeper was like really, it's really pretty, but I wanted like it to be like, you know, obviously gears. So I had some what is it? Graphic 45 potions and spells? Steampunk potions and spells, and I put that in the back, and then I used lots of Mod Podge, and then I used the Inca Gold over it. So that's on the outside. The beads I had in my bead collection. I really liked them a long time ago, and I was going to make a steampunk-like necklace, but I never got to it. And so I ended up putting this on here and at the bottom, and it works fantastic. So up here, I had used some dyes that I used grunge board, and then I distressed the grunge board and put some of the Inca Gold over it. And I just put some tulle here, a couple feathers, and some other flowers, and I wanted to add some more color to it. So here is a little glitter bead that I had left, and a wing that was more of a bronze color, but I put Inca Gold over it. And one of Tim Holtz clocks, and some arrows. And I put a little charm here, sun charm, and a light bulb. Oh yeah, and then here's just a little piece of paper ephemera that I put in there. I haven't glued it in yet. I probably should do that. But I'm going to go inside now, and inside I lined it with green velvet paper, and go ahead and take this out. And inside is some golden trim that I found at Joann's, and I just put some beading there, flat back pearls there, and I Inca Gold these. Inca Gold, I put Inca Gold on this part of the wood, that way it would, you know, I didn't want you to actually see the wooded parts, but this worked out really well. So that's this, and I'll put that over here, and I'll go ahead and go into the mini album that I made for her. I was going to use toilet paper rolls, but I figured toilet paper rolls would be too bulky, so I measured it down and did it by measurement. Just made it a little bit smaller than what I measured in the box. And I also used the Graphic 45 paper on just one of the pages on the inside. And I just put ephemera, lots of ephemera stuff and stuff, little cutouts from the paper pack. This is a ticket that I dyed. This was gifted to me by I had a whole roll, 3 rolls of tickets from Crafty Irina, and I used some Marion Smith sprays that I made, and I colored it, and then I stamped it. Thank you, Irene, for all of the tickets. I still have to. I dyed some of them, and then other ones I sprayed with ink, and it's just lots of fun. I'm trying to think of uses for the tickets, and I've sent some as gifts, and I still have. My rolls are still really big. So, oh yeah, and I put some more flowers up here and a feather. This has a magnet on it. Just opens up, and there's a little pocket back here. I hope I'm in frame. Hold on, let me check. Okay, so, and then in Monique's book, she had, her mini album, she had used a embossing. She had embossed some acetate, I think that's what it's called, and she put a stamp on there. And so I let my mom pick the one she wanted. It says, "Always know in your heart that you are far bigger than anything that could ever happen to you." And I think I pulled this out, I'm not sure. But there's that one. I'll put that back in there. And then my mom's name is Christy, so I put a little K down there. And here's some more of that gold trim that was inside the box. And then put a little bird charm here. My son's watching Sesame Street, so he gets very enthusiastic, which I totally support. Yeah, balloon. And then here's just a little note to my mom. She wanted, I never made one of these before, but it's a double pocket slider. She said she really wanted one. I knew she would want one, and so I never made one, so I was a little nervous and intimidated, but I made one for her. So she's got a little double pocket slider, which I really like, and I'm glad I put this little pulley thing at the end. It's kind of fun. So it's not as hard as it looks. And then here's another stamped ticket, and then this was gifted to me in a swap from that I had with my friend Anne. I really loved it, and this is like a wonderful opportunity to use it. So in here I just put a little it looks like a little skirt, and this is also a little slide spot. And I put this, it's by Marion Smith, and so I put that on there. That way if my mom ever really wants the paper, she knows where to go. And then here's a bobby pin. This one doesn't really ever want to cooperate with me. And then I just put some Satin Pearls or Satin Crystals on here. This was this is a clock mechanism or watch mechanism that I got from Butterbee Scraps, and I just lightly rubbed over some Inca Gold to really make the stuff like pop out. And I put some on here, and they're just little dominoes, or I think they're Tim Holtz. And then here are some more of the grunge board dies of the gears, and I just put some little paper in there too. And this was the tag that goes in here. I put double tags on this one. There we go. And I just use another little corner band. And I Mod Podged this onto some cardstock. It was a piece of napkin. And I just put some gold around the edges. This is some This is from the paper collection. And then here I just put a little Butterbee Scraps corner. But that is this journal, or gosh, journal. I'm so used to making journals. This is the album that I made for her, and I'm pretty sure she's going to like it, but you know, I still get nervous. I can't wait for her to get it, and I'm really excited, and I hope I didn't go overboard or do too much. I hope you all enjoyed watching. If you have any feedback, you know, I'm always happy to hear that. All of your feedback really means a lot to me, and I appreciate it so much, so thank you, all of you, for coming by here and always doing that for me. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to answer. Thank you so much for watching.